Hi, this is Traci Copeland and welcome to Trainer of the Month Club. So we've been focusing on workouts that are great for runners. Today we're going to focus on glute strength. So why are glutes so important to runners? It's all about injury prevention. We focus on our quads and hamstrings pretty often, but the glutes are actually going to help stabilize our pelvis and actually prevent injury. We're going to focus on that isolating the left and the right side. We're going to do everything 2 rounds through. You guys ready? Let's get started. First move, glute bridge. I'm going to have you lying on your mat on your back. Arms by your side. We're gonna lift one leg up towards the ceiling and slowly lift your hips off of the ground, slowly lower down. And you wanna keep your head in a neutral position, staying completely isolated through your glute. Slowly lifting and lowering. Now, if you wanna make this a little bit more challenging, you can always add a little bit of a weight here. Or if this is too intense, you can also just do both legs together at the same time. Once you've done one side, then you're gonna switch and move to the opposite side, okay? So we're focusing on isolating our right and our left side. That's unilateral movement, which is actually really great for strengthening your glutes. Often with things like a squat or even a lunge, we don't really isolate our right and our left side. So it's really great to do something like a glute bridge with one leg up in the air. It's gonna help you isolate between your left and your right. And your neck, you can actually see where you're weak. You can see where you're strong, okay? You can see where those weaknesses are. All right, we're gonna stay on the ground. I'm gonna have you move on to the next move. We're doing a tabletop with leg lift. So I'm coming into a tabletop position, shoulders directly over my wrists. I'm gonna go ahead and lift one side, and I'm gonna stay on that one side because I'm actually isolating those medial glutes and that piriformis. So I wanna also make sure that my tailbone is tucked under and I'm not arching in my lower back. Making sure that my fingers are staying spread, that's gonna help protect my wrists. But it's also helping me stay engaged through the core. Once you've done one side, then we're gonna go ahead and move over onto the opposite side. So staying completely grounded, pressing the ground away from you as you lift your hip and making sure that you're not leaning too far to one side every time that you lift your hip. And you want to lift with the same tempo every single time, and you want to lower with that same tempo that you lift with. So we're strengthening those outer glutes, those abductors. All right, we're gonna move up. We're gonna come to a standing position and we're gonna isolate the left and the right side. We're gonna do a little bit of a single leg squat. So I'm gonna lift my left leg off of the ground, reach my arms forward, lower down, and then come back up to stand, okay? Now this is a little bit of a challenge, right? Because you really have to focus on one side of your body. You really get to see where your weaknesses are. If this is a little bit too intense for you, what you can always do is you can use a bench right behind you, okay? You can sit on that bench and then you can come up to stand on one leg. And if you're feeling really ambitious, you can go all the way down and make it a pistol squat. All right, we're gonna take it to the opposite side. Arms are gonna reach out. Making sure that I'm really gripping the ground with my toes every single time I lower down. And I can actually feel my glutes working every time I bend my leg. Maybe each time you lower down, you're able to get a little bit deeper. We're gonna be here for just a few more seconds. All right, we're gonna stay with that single leg isolation and we're gonna move on to single leg deadlift. So lifting one leg off of the ground, keeping my hips square, reaching for the ground, and then coming back up to stand. Okay, now notice that my back stays nice and flat the entire time. Now what you can do if you wanna make this more challenging, you can grab a med ball, you could grab a dumbbell, anything from 10, 15 pounds. That's actually gonna help you lower. All right, we're gonna move on to that opposite side. Okay, once again, keeping the hips square, working on that unilateral movement. Notice how also I keep a soft bend in my legs every single time That's just so your knee doesn't hyperextend. So if you're somebody who does a lot of yoga, this is very similar to Warrior 3. Staying nice and stable, keeping your eyes gazing towards the ground or slightly out in front of you, making sure that the heel is staying flexed. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go into power skip. So power skip is gonna start with a lunge. I'm gonna step one leg back, get a nice strong lunge, drive the knee up, and then land it. So your glutes, that's where your power comes from, okay? So this is a nice natural progression. We've worked our way up so we can do this. You wanna power through, drive that knee up every single time. And maybe you can even get a little bit higher every single time. All right, once you've done one side, gotta take it right to the next side. All right, step it back, starting in that lunge position, and drive, stick. That stick is gonna help you maintain control every single time. But remember, it's not about the lunge, it's about the skip. It's about the power that you're creating every single time. All right, we're almost there, you guys. See if you can go a little bit higher, last few seconds, and then guess what? We can do it all over again. All right, you made it through run around, one more to go. All right, we're gonna take it to the ground. We've got single leg glute bridge. Lying on your back, arms by your side, palms face down, one leg lifts, and slowly lift your hips off the ground, slowly lower. Keeping the eyes up towards your toe. And remember, you know how to modify. If you want to modify, you can just go ahead and lower one leg to the ground and do 2 feet on the ground, lifting the hips. But single leg is really going to help isolate your left and your right side, making sure that you're balanced. All right, let's take it to the opposite side. Opposite side lifts and you lower. Now, as you lift, you also want to make sure that you're not overextending, okay? You don't want to just lift your hips all the way up as high as you can go. This isn't a yoga class. This is about building that power and strength in your glutes. Keeping the eyes up towards the ceiling, head in a neutral position. Just a few more seconds here, and then we're gonna take it to that tabletop position with leg lift. All right, let's take it there. Second move. All right, we're back on our hands and knees. Tabletop position. Nice flat back, tailbone under, and I'm lifting. I wanna keep my weight centered every time I lift the leg. And again, we're lifting with ease and control, almost like you're moving through water. You don't want to get stuck. And it's not about the height that you lift the leg here. It's about making sure that you're in proper alignment, making sure that that tailbone is under and that you're moving nice and slow. All right, let's go ahead and take it to the opposite side. Again, we're focusing on those medial glutes here, and even your piriformis and those abductors, those muscles on the outsides of your glutes. So the major muscles in that glute are the maximus, the medial glutes, but there's also those tiny muscles in your glutes that help stabilize the pelvis too. And also your abs. All right, just a few more, and we're gonna come back up to stand. Okay, 2 down, 3 to go. We have our single leg squat here. So I'm gonna lift left leg off the ground, get stable here. Reach the arms straight out, send the hips back. Okay. And what you can also do is, you can also bring that foot back to center if you're having difficulty balancing. And once again, if you need to add a chair or a bench behind you, that's one way that you can modify. You can always start from a seating position and then work your way up to stand. All right, let's take it to the other side. Opposite side's gonna lift. I'm gonna stand nice and stable here first, and then I'm gonna lower down. And I'm gripping the ground with my toes every time I'm able to squat, setting my hips straight back. And I wanna make sure that my back stays nice and flat too. So I'm not rounding through any part of my spine, okay? Just a couple more. And taking it to our next move, we're gonna go into single leg deadlift, okay? So starting on one side, reaching for the ground, hips staying square, and then coming all the way up to stand. It's basically one of your hinge movements. So crucial for glute and hamstring strength. Once again, ways that you can make this a little bit more challenging, add that dumbbell, but only if you feel like you're strong enough. There's no reason to progress there if you're not ready. Let's go ahead and take it to the opposite side. Again, putting that soft bend in your knee. It's gonna eliminate any knee issues. And again, one of the reasons that we focus on our glutes is to help prevent injuries, especially in those knees, ankles, IT band. You can focus on just doing a little bit every day in conjunction with your other running workouts. Wow, you're gonna save your body. Maybe even run faster. All right, we're gonna take it to that last move. That's the lunge to power skip. So I'm gonna step back, starting in that lunge position, and then coming back to stick. So this is all about power. If those glutes are firing, then maybe you're jumping a little bit higher, okay? We're just gonna be here for a little bit longer. Use your arms as well. It's gonna help drive that knee up. All right, time to switch sides. Shake it out. One side done, one side to go. You got this. All right, take it back. Lunge position, power up. Really drive that knee up towards your chest. And remember how I've said before, cheek to cheek. Drive that hand towards one cheek and then the opposite cheek. You got it. Just a few more seconds left and they're almost there. And all right, you guys made it. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Traci Copeland. You just did a great glute strengthening series. You can do this workout in addition to your running routine. It's gonna help you prevent injury. It's also gonna help you run faster and make your body last a lot longer while you're running. So here's a quick tip on how to activate your glutes while you're actually running. You wanna make sure that you're drawing your lower abs in while you're running and you're leaning forward. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Want more Trainer of the Month Club? Subscribe to Well+Good right now.